Imagine 9 experienced mountain hikers pitching their tent on a freezing Russian peak known as the Mountain of the Dead. In the middle of the night, something so terrifying happens that they slash the tent open from the inside and run out into a brutal blizzard without their coats or shoes. Months later, their bodies are found frozen, bearing horrific injuries that defy science. This is the ultimate true horror of the Dyatlov Pass incident. In January 1959, a group of 9 elite student hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, set off on a challenging ski trek through the Ural Mountains. They were all highly trained, physically fit, and prepared for the dangerous freezing environment. Their goal was to reach a distant mountain peak. But as they neared the slopes, a sudden blinding storm forced them to set up camp on a barren, exposed hillside, completely unaware that none of them would survive. Weeks passed, and the hikers failed to send a scheduled telegram, causing deep anxiety among their families. A massive rescue team of soldiers and volunteers was deployed into the freezing wilderness. When they finally discovered the campsite, they walked directly into a disturbing scene. The tent was half buried in snow, sliced open from the inside, and all the hikers' warm winter clothes, boots, and expensive equipment were left untouched inside. Human footprints left by the hikers led away from the tent toward a nearby forest, but the tracks were terrifying. They showed that these people were walking or running in total darkness through freezing temperatures completely barefoot, or wearing only socks. The search party followed the tracks to the edge of the woods, where they uncovered the first 2 bodies lying under a massive pine tree, dressed only in their underwear, covered in frost. As detectives dug deeper into the snow over the following months, the horror intensified. They found the bodies of Egor Dyatlov and 2 others scattered between the tree and the tent, looking as if they were desperately trying to crawl back to safety before freezing to death. But it was the remaining 4 hikers, discovered buried deep in a snowy ravine, whose bodies carried injuries that left forensic experts completely paralyzed with fear. Autopsies revealed that 3 of the hikers had suffered massive, fatal internal trauma. Their ribs were completely crushed, and one man had a fractured skull. Yet the medical examiners noted a terrifying detail. There were absolutely no external bruises or soft tissue damage on their skin. It was as if their bones had been crushed by an immense, invisible wave of pressure, comparable to the force of a high-speed car accident. Even more disturbing, 2 of the bodies were missing their eyes, and one female hiker, Lyudmila, had her tongue completely ripped out of her mouth while she was still alive. Forensic teams also discovered that the clothing of several victims contained dangerously high levels of radioactivity. The Soviet government abruptly shut down the investigation, sealing the files and writing the cause of death as a mysterious, compelling natural force. For decades, conspiracy theories exploded around the world. Some believed the hikers were attacked by local indigenous tribesmen, but there were no other footprints in the snow. Others suspected secret military weapons testing, which would explain the radiation and the internal crushing injuries. Some even pointed to the Yeti, a mythical snow monster, believing it brutally attacked the camp and hunted the student hikers down in the dark. Recently, modern scientists proposed a highly plausible natural theory, a rare type of small, silent avalanche called a slab avalanche. They suggest a block of heavy snow collapsed onto the tent while the hikers slept, breaking their bones instantly. Terrified of being buried alive, they cut their way out and fled into the night, eventually dying of hypothermia while wild animals later consumed the missing facial tissues. Yet, many experts argue that a simple avalanche does not fully explain why experienced hikers would completely abandon their boots and clothing, or why radiation was found on them. The mountain of the dead still holds its terrifying secret tightly. What do you think really happened on that freezing night? Was it a natural disaster, a military cover-up, or something unexplained? Share your thoughts in the comments below.